love bugs? It's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for the love and support. It is truly, truly appreciated. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you've been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please drop a line. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know moi. And if you feel like the videos are very insightful for you and just give you a good vibe that you truly needed for the day, that just makes sense to all the crazy confusions that we've been going through, you know, hey, go ahead and give a thumbs up and share. Send so much love, uplifting vibrations of whatever you're going through to get to. You know, stay consistent. Don't give up on yourself. If you got to take a break, pause for the cause, please do that. But do not give up on yourself. You are so close to finding out something about yourself that you never knew, and you'll appreciate everything you faced. And anybody who's coming in with nefarious vibes, trying to steal my energy, siphon something, trying to distract, destroy, or divide, baby, I'm sending that right back to 10 times fold. Return to sender. You can plan that. But anyways, the video I'm about to do today is called Twin Flame 101 Heyokas, Reclaiming the Power Over Oneself After Being a Narc Supply. I stumbled up on why. Well, I was guided towards this channel, and this guy's name Danish Brashears. He has a narc channel, and he's talking about all this different stuff where, you know, he was raised up in a narcissistic family. I know he kept on, I forgot what it was, his grandfather or his father was a malignant narcissist. You talking about almost choked on my water last night. Never heard of malignant narcissist. I'm like, God dang. Oh shit. I don't even know what the hell that is, but that's not something I want to touch base with, because I'm like, dang, there's something way past the regular narcissist. That's way past that. But you know, it was just like I was guided to talk about it, and I try not to, you know, put it into words like I'm trying to trash talk somebody or make somebody look bad, you know, from the things that I've gone through. But, you know, just being able to speak on different things that I've gone through, being a narc supplier. I was like that with my ex, you know, I'm like that with my daughter, my daughters, and my family all the way around. And it was just certain things that I've gone through to where I used to be, you know, being around family where they would, well, examples, they were never family, it's examples, that would use me as that welcome mat, that punching bag, you know, that energy supply. You know, you feel bad about yourself, and, you know, the best way you can do is just try to dehumanize me in every shape, form, or fashion. But it got to that point. Well, when I started this journey, I didn't know what a narcissist was, sociopath, psychopath, love bombing, toxic bonding, trauma bonding, love bombing, although in codependency situations, just anything like that, you know, because it was just something I normalized. You know, like I tell people, you know, I've had narcissistic traits. You know, just because I normalized different things that I thought was normal. Never had to be able to sit up here and experience a Leave It to Beaver type episode in my house. You know, it was just like understanding, trying to really rack my brain, you know, to where I was programmed. I was never good enough. Nothing good is going to ever come out of my life. Everybody's entitled to happiness but me. You were just, you know, I was always constantly used as a scapegoat, black sheep. But it was like I can be able to see through other bullshit as well as my own, you know. But it was just like different things that's taking place in my life where, you know, I didn't know my worth. You know, I felt like whatever was going on with me is something that I deserved. You know, I didn't deserve love. I didn't deserve a companionship where I was loved the way, you know, I projected out love towards others. I was doomed from the womb. And those are the different things where we had to see past that case. You know, you have to be able to recalibrate yourself, really, you know, take form to where, you know, it may be hard, you know, especially if you've gone through different things into your life where your light is really like, it is like beat the mess out of you in any shape, form, or fashion. Like you just feel like, you know, I'm not capable of having love. It makes you hard to be able to trust. You know, you constantly feel like if there's somebody's coming into your life and is really encouraging, really loving you, especially if you haven't really experienced that, you know, a lot of times we can end up self-sabotaging. You know, it'll be somebody was sent as a blessing, and sitting up here, not, you would straight cut it off, because there would be so many times that, throughout my life, I really had a lot of, good relationships that had good intentions. But since I was so used to the toxic ones, the good ones I would end up letting go, because that was something that I had normalized. That was my comfort zone. Now it's just like when I grew up and having to go through these different things, when you start snatching your power back and giving it back other people's, that especially if you're living off of that, to empower you, which I'm still trying to understand. I don't understand how people can find joy out of really dehumanizing people. When it would be at that point where even when I was allowing people to do that, I was still talked about, and it was like nothing never really came out good about my life. It was always something they wanted other people to see, because that's how they wanted to see me, because they seen the goodness in my life. They see how I could have really made things become better if I actually had the chance to be able to do that. Being able to make something of myself, the things that they did not want me to succeed in. Always wanted me to look like the worst person it was. It was like everybody attached to things that I list down, I was the most evilest person in the world. But then it became worse when I allowed people to I'm not going to be your doormat. I deserve love. all the love that I gave other people, I'm going to snatch it back, and hoping I ain't take your edges right along with it, and apply that towards myself, because I know I deserve better. I know my worth, and those are the different things that I had to be able to go through just for me to be able to see that. A lot of times when you don't love yourself, you don't respect yourself, you don't have faith in yourself, or you're sitting up here categorizing yourself on other people of how they seen you. You end up seeing yourself how other people wanted to see you. A lot of times you have to understand, you hear that saying, when people lose that chance to talk to you, they start talking about you. I was like, shoot, they did both, whether if I was in their life or not, and different things like that, and I would never want to live in regret for those different things that I've gone through, because it really helped me love myself. Really let me allow myself to not, I don't judge anybody. Anybody asks me a question about, I've been cheated on, been doing this, there'll be different times I was in relationships. Like all my relationships were, it had its ups and downs, just like any other relationship. But this one that brought me here, this was like a living nightmare, because it would be anything that hurt me, anything that triggered me, anything that made me second guess myself, that is applied. It'll be just applied times a million. And that's what I go through. And it'll be just like, I'm not seeing myself as a victim, but I will speak my truth beyond all causes. I'm not pulling no punches. I go through a lot of stuff every day. Just because the fact is I can't, I will not allow people to sit up here and sabotage me. I'm not going to allow people to take advantage of me. If you can't benefit off of my situation, you're trying to do everything you can not to allow me, and you can't allow me to do nothing. That's something I have to be a choice of healing myself towards that, because it's like if I know something's beneficial towards me and I know it brings me passion, and it's not about an ego thing or being condescending or seeing myself as a victim, I let people know. Yeah, people don't want me to be living. People don't want me to be living. People don't want to see joy or happiness come out of my life, especially if they can't benefit off of it. Every evil thing in the book. But I was just like, it had to be at that point where what you're doing and what you're saying is not going to stop me, from pushing through. It's not going to stop me from telling my truth. I feel like it's more of a personal gain for them, or a lot of times where people want to stay broken like that and don't want to change, because that seems like that's where their attention comes from. And that had to be at my point where, I don't see I'm a victim of my circumstances. Don't try to talk about nobody bad in any kind of way. But if I can tell an experience that I've gone through to a certain extent, because I always feel like I don't want to talk about somebody's character, because your character will end up telling on oneself. I never try to make myself look good by talking about somebody else's bad. But just being able to know that, this is a very uncomfortable subject to be able to talk about. But I said I had to be able to address this in a way where I'm not trying to talk about somebody in the worst of the worst ways. But just being able to know there are many people that in situations like this that don't realize they're in it. Just because the fact is, if you've been raised and exposed to the being and stuff like that, it's like the one man that really truly loved me genuinely, was kept away from me at all costs, just for beneficial factor of financial stability. And that was a very hurtful thing for me to be able to digest, just being able to know, oh, Dad, you really hurt me over money. And those are the different things where it's just like, you can't allow yourself to be destroying your peace, even though that'll be something else. It's hard to be able to digest. But just being able to know this was my purpose in life. A lot of things we go through is very traumatizing. It can dehumanize you in any way, destroy your peace, destroy your whole person. And it'll be that one thing that when you start realizing what you went through, understanding this is a certain kind of event that has a label to it, but it can be up to your point where you can come through an impasse to be able to allow this to destroy you, or you can allow this to destroy the things that you thought of yourself to be able to move in your truth, being able to speak your truth. A lot of times I've heard people in the past saying, Roslynn, I want to start a video, a YouTube channel about the different abuses and stuff. Well, difficulties in life. You got to be careful about the words you say on here. But I'm scared that certain people may see that I tell, I went through this. And I always tell people, are you telling the truth about what you went through? Are you doing this just to be able to hurt somebody because you felt hurt? Now, if these are the different genuine things that you have gone through, you speak your truth. You speak your truth, because these are the different things you had to go through in life that made you feel shameful. And I tell people, anything that you have gone through that really has hurt you in a way where it made you look at life different, look at yourself different, had trust issues, love issues, feeling like you deserve every crappy thing that happened to you, this is that thing where it's going to allow you to know nobody deserves anything like that. This has something to do with the people that applied that towards you, not from what you have transformed yourself to be or who you are is within a person. You deserve love. Your purpose matters here. You matter here. But there'll be different things where we have to deal with people in this world that are very low vibrational. They will sit up here and bleed on you, and you're not the one who even cut them. They will treat the right people, the wrong people in the right way, and the right people in the wrong way. But these are those different things where you love yourself enough. It don't matter how many people out here that hate you. You add that love towards yourself, that you have gave other people. Never allow yourself to be in regret for having a good heart. That's the main reason why you were picked down anyway. They wanted to be able to destroy you. You were that one person that was sent to be that person that's going to break generational curses. It may not start with you, but it's going to end with you. I tell people, these are the different things I've gone through. I'm a villain to everybody. When you want me to look bad to make yourself feel good about the guilt that you placed on somebody that didn't deserve it, you're going to allow yourself to know. People going to come back and talk to you, girl, or man, they were out in the streets talking, you did this, that, and third. You're like, where the heck was it? Where was I at when all this stuff happened? And it'll be at that time, where when people know that they're creeping up on the truth about certain things, you have to understand. There's a lot of times people going to do something to get attention or want people, they'll have different people even to gang up on you. If they know they can't take you down by yourself, they will have a whole negative gravy train around you when you have been that narc supply. When you allow yourself to pull back and say, I'm tired of getting beat down. People tell you, oh, I've changed. Nobody changed overnight. Okay. Or, oh, they love you. Love is not supposed to hurt. This is not love. When love is there, it's not competition, comparison. When they're mad, they're not going to put you down, say you're the worthless piece of nothing, just say any kind of negative narrative to place on your person just because somebody's in their feelings. I always tell people, when people get mad, they will show you the truth. It's just like a drunk person speaks a sober mind, because they had that liquid courage to be able to show you who they truly are. And those are the different things you had to be able to go through, because there'll be different times you have gone through different things into your life, and it can be, oh my God, this is my mom that did this to me. How could she be able to do that? My mom was that person that, brought life into my life, and he really wanted to do that. My mom was like that. My biological mom was like that. And, don't push no hate on her. I was never, it may sound messed up, but I was never attached to my mom. She couldn't be able to be in tune with me when she was pregnant, because she knew already she wasn't going to be able to keep me because of certain situations that her and my father went through. And I was always more strongly attached to my dad, in every kind of way. Remember different things, even before, my mom had me. There was, I was like, how am I able to know these things? But that was that love that me and him both carried for so long. you know, that I've always had a strong attachment to my dad in every kind of way. But it was just like anytime, you know, I felt my mom, it was always so heartbreaking because I know she went through a lot, you know, having me in it. You know, I had my daughter, my first daughter, at the same age that she had me. And then when I first seen my daughter, I started understanding things. You know, I just want to be able to apply more, you know, love towards my children, you know, that I didn't receive from my mom. And I don't blame her for that because I know my mom went through a lot of stuff. I may not know everything, but I know she had to go through a lot. You know, there had to be a lot for you to be able to carry a baby for 9 months and had no choice but to give me up for adoption, you know. And that traumatized my dad because my dad wanted to be able to keep me, but he was going through a very rough patch in his life. He was only 18, so he wasn't able to keep me. But, you know, you giving up children, you know, hoping and praying they have a better home because it's something you can't supply. I never hated my mom for that. You know, it was hurtful that, you know, you didn't want to be in my life, but I can't force somebody to be there, and I had to be able to accept that. But it'll be different things that I know that came from her way that was breathed into my life. And I had to be accepting of that and keep moving. You know, a lot of things you go through when you're dealing with narcissistic situations, it's hard to be able to digest. And, you know, anybody who is your family, you know, you're in your head, you know, I used to cry all the time, like, how can my adopted father do this to me? How can he allow, you know, a person that's not even my mom, you convince you to do certain things to me that should have been like, hell no, I'm not marrying you. I would never choose, you know, a person over my children like that. I will never dehumanize my children and make you feel good, you know, because these are the type of people, it's just like you know, you having a battery, you know, matter of fact, battery in your fire alarm, you know, like there'll be different times you'll be just like, Roslynn, if you don't turn that down, go change your battery, and I'm like, damn, this way in the kitchen, how y'all hear that? But it'll be just like that. You have to understand, when people don't have a self-esteem, it's just like you keep pulling out the same old battery, knowing good and well you need to change a new one when you try to, you know, blow into the things, you know, especially your little clicker, your remote, and you try to move those daggone, you know, batteries and stuff like that, and then stick it back in there just to work it, knowing good and well you need new batteries, because it's just like it'll be never satisfied. They're never charged up for so long, so they always have to constantly recalibrate themselves with you, and you're allowing yourself to pull yourself back and just being able to know there's a relationship out there with someone that's going to be very genuine to you. You know, I've known different people that have gone through very traumatic things, and they're, you know, they went through a marriage and it really put them through hell, and they were always scared to get married again. Like, I don't want to go through that. And I said, you never know, you know, you had to be able to go through that just to be able to learn different things about yourself, about the people that, you know, are connected with you. You know, just because this person may be a parent don't mean that they would sit in your life to be that, you know, because it's just like when I see my situation with, you know, my dad's side of the family, well, certain people on my dad's side of the family, put it that way, because there's different family members that passed away and they love me very dearly, or just people just don't know about my situation that was just lied to, you know, just make it seem like something was something. Or at least even my adopted father's family. You know, I have my aunt that passed away and she loved me dearly, you know, helping me through the stuff that I'm going through right now, you know, as well as my mom's side of the family, my adopted mom, you know, different stuff was said about me, you know, that wasn't even true, but it was just like you need that, you need that posse for that. And I had to be able to understand, you know, how can family do this to you? You know, family, regardless if it's blood matter or not, adoption matter or whatever, you know, family is people that love and support you, you know, really help you go through tough things in life, you know, being able to be able to see things in a brighter way, you know, encourage you, support you, love you, protect you. But there are some times there, you know, God will put people in your life that you need, not the people that you want. And it'll be different times where I had to be able to see that for me to be able to allow the healing process to come in, saying just because this person was labeled as this don't mean that's what that is. There's a lot of people that come into your life to hurt you, help you, heal you, encourage you, leave you, deceive you, and all those things. And these are the different things that took place into your life where it was truly needed. So you're going through these different things and you're reclaiming your power. You know, I'm not allowing myself to be, you know, a punching bag. I'm not going to allow myself to be a welcome mat. I'm not that supply that you, when you feel like you're low vibing, or just have no self-esteem and don't know your worth, I'm not going to allow you to feed off on me where, you know, you generally show where you need to heal at. And those are those different things where, you know, you really will hope, you know, that person will be able to do that. But even there's times you have to be able to cut yourself off. I know there's people that came back and told me, like, Roslynn, I've gone through different things in my life. And it's had something to do with family, where it was my mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister, those different things. Now, if you're a child, that's a different story. Try to please seek help, on different things. If you got to go talk to a counselor or principal or somebody that is very trustworthy, especially when you're living in a household. There's so many different children that are being mistreated right now. There's so many people that are, they have different setbacks, like if their mental health is challenged or they're handicapped, they're being taken advantage of, and it'll be just so many different things from that where you're really trying to recover off of these things. Like I was saying, I ran off on what's his name, Danish Brashear. He had so many different videos about that. And I'm just like, oh my God, let me go ahead and give credit to this man, because he really made me think about a lot of different things that I've gone through and still go through. It's not easy for facing the things that I face. I go through it every day and trying to learn to do better. I had to be able to allow myself to, see everything from a positive situation, even when the negative is really hitting me heavy. And it's not easy to be able to do that, because you're human. Nobody's perfect, because there will be different things that really set you in your life to make you feel like, if I get a hold of this situation or if I get a hold of this person, it may be some prison time involved. And there'll be those different things where that has happened to many people in their life. And I've seen how people will take people out for less. Just like, look at this, matter of fact, the situation, Menendez brothers. Now, I don't know if it's true that they got SA'd or whatever like that, but a lot of times, in situations like this, it was self-defense, or, plead insanity, or, I didn't do that, be different things. But there'll be certain times, whether, so I'm not trying to judge nobody, place blame, but if it's, you took your family out just because the fact is they took you off their, their trust fund, took your trust fund away, or because you weren't, you weren't appreciating, you kept getting in trouble, you kept doing this, kept doing that, and they kept warning you. And then all of a sudden you cut that off. Now all of a sudden, family don't come up dead, and next thing you know, money started being spent like crazy. And I'm just like, I wish I had a family like that in my life that catered to helping me become a better person. I'm not talking about, taking advantage, being a spoiled brat, but just being able to have that family that was encouraging, loving towards me, want to see the best out of me. And you see, I just get jealous off stuff like that. I was like, you can get put in a family like this, like, I don't understand what's wrong with certain people, but that was what their life purpose is. Like, especially if you're going through something where you still didn't learn the lessons from all the prior lives, that ended up being something that you got away with this every single life that you had. You used, abused, you took, you lied, you still deceptive. And universe has gave you different gifts, and like, this time you got to change it. This time you got to learn lessons. Be different stuff like that. And you don't realize that's going to be your hell from every recurring life. Just like, I be like, when I be hearing all these different people that's in prison and stuff like that, you got like 200 and some years. My God, dog, you can be reincarnated and still have your butt up in jail. That's not going to be a good thing. But these are the different things that take place into your life where, if you've been raised by a narcissist, or you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, it can really break somebody down. It's like, with my situation, it made me feel like I was dehumanized in every way. And I was. But there'll be different times where I had to break off of that. You were not, I'm not going, you are not oxygen. I'm going to be okay while you here and after you leave. You know what I'm saying? I don't need people like that in my life. You had to be able to be that way. But don't cut yourself off from being happy. Don't cut yourself off to not have peace in your life. You have to work through that each and every day. Each and every day to be able to find yourself again. You had to go through those different things. And a lot of times it's hard for you to let people in. For me, especially with my situation, because I feel like if blood-related family can do this to me, as well as adopted family can do this to me, it's hard. What makes you, what makes you have faith in a stranger? I had to really go through stuff like that. And it wasn't easy, especially with my situation, because it was just stuff that, people fault me for things that were just not in my control. Different things that I felt like you shouldn't have to, you should have somebody to be able to talk to without them looking at you different after you speak your truth about what's going on in your life and why you are the way you are, and I had to really go through that. But it was just like I had to be able to find myself, had to be able to center myself, really see how strong I truly am, because it's like when a situation like mine, it could end very badly. but these are the different things where it brought me towards my platform to where, I help other people. I encourage them in different ways, just being able to look, this is what I went through, and I tell people to a certain extent, I've really gone through a lot of abusive situations where I love people that didn't love me. I place my worst weaknesses into people where they truly use that as their advantage to make it a disadvantage for me, just for me to be seen in a certain way. And that was something hard for me to be able to digest, and, but it became to that point where this is something that created a strength in you that was always there. You had to be able to see it just for going through to get to what you had to go through. Allowing yourself to be not in a victim, mentality, even when you were victimized. But just being able to say you're not a product of your circumstances. You can be able to grow from this. You can make something that was so ugly become something so beautiful that you created from that ugly situation. I was just saying that in the last video I had, devil trying to make sure that mess is not coming out at all. Like, no, you are not putting this video out. Yes, the hell I am. Speak your truth. Don't ever allow yourself to be shamed or even worry about what comes back to you about what you did when you know what you didn't do. Allow yourself to, just like the other video I said, there are many people that have said stuff about me. I'll still be hearing it. I'm just like, you believed if you believe you want, if you even want to add towards the story just to make yourself even look good, or you just want to automatically assume without knowing both sides, go ahead and just let me know. I don't need you in my life. You're like, okay, it is what it is, because I was always scared to be alone. I was always scared to be alone, but you had to be at that situation where if you can look in the mirror, and it remind me of, what was a girl named Tara off of True Blood, and they said you have a really bad hatred for yourself. You've gone through a lot, you went through a lot of abuse, but, this is how you know that you don't love yourself. If you can look in the mirror and count for 10 seconds and not feel uneasy and can't be able to make it past 10, there's something you have to really improve into yourself. You never want to be alone. You always feel like people had to validate you, to make you feel empowered. It's like you have to validate yourself, because you're going to have people out here, no matter what, they're not going to like you. There's, even when you do good things, there's always going to be sitting up here having somebody hate you or try to put a spin of a narrative on your life just because they're triggered or intimidated by, just your light. Your light imitates demons, and you had to be able to do that. You've gone through different things when it has something to do with narcissistic relationship and you're an empath. These are the different things. You're an empath's worst nightmare. There'll be different times, because it's like empaths, you carry love and you try to see the good out of everything. You keep giving constant chances to try to do things that really, you normally wouldn't do if you're in a situation like that, especially if you've been raised in that way. There'll be different times you overextend your love when that was not, reciprocated. Anybody that claims that they love you would never make you sacrifice your love, your peace, or your self-worth or self-respect for yourself. Love is not supposed to hurt. Love can have something that's worth fighting for, if it's something that's very genuine, it's reciprocated, or it can even take you towards the next level. Now, those are the different things you are. But if this is something that just depletes you, make you second guess your own self within your own existence, break away. Even if you had to be in a situation like mine, there will be different things where it is placed in my life where people are doing everything they possibly can for me to not go anywhere, because they already know shit creep without a paddle if I do. And I had to be able to see those things for what it is, and it wasn't easy for me to be able to digest, because I'm like, this is my life. I deserve to be free. And I had to be able to free myself from my pain, regardless of how many people to try to make sure I don't, and just being able to say, to the situations that I go through, I appreciate you, because it allowed me to know I validate myself. What other people say about me and whatever stories they want to make up about me, I had to be able to say, okay, add towards it if it really make you feel better, but it's never going to change me about how I feel about myself. It either allows me to know you can be in my life, or I'm going to have to love you from a distance, or I'm going to just have to distance myself. And just being able to appreciate, if I didn't go through this, oh my God, I wouldn't be able to empower myself the way I have. Just being able to appreciate all the things that I have done, what I have gone through wasn't so pretty. Was very hurtful to me, and just being able to allow myself to not live my life on being bitter because of other people's insecurities or even situations, and being able to know I can create something very beautiful into my life, not badmouth talk people about what they've gone through, but just being able to speak my truth. Yeah, this is what I went through, You know, I'm not going to badmouth talk you, you know, but, you know, I'll just be able to allow that truth to come out when God sees fit. You know, divine intervention, divine timing, but just being able to be open and unapologetic about, you know, what I've gone through and be able to do that. So, you know, you do the same thing. Allow your situation, even though it could be the most darkest situation. And trust me, I know how hard it can truly be, you know, trying to have some kind of, breathe in some kind of love to nourish your own self. You know, it's not easy to be able to do that when you have people in your life that really, you know, are very damaging, you know, towards your life, to be able to get peace into that, being able to center yourself. But that's where the strength comes in. That's where the dedication comes in, the determination to come in. Like, I will not allow this to beat me. No matter how much kind of pressure they push on me to make me stay in pain, I'm never going to stop telling my truth. If people don't want to be seen as being shitty people, stop doing shitty things to shitty people. You don't have to worry about those different things coming out, you know, and you had to be able to do that. And it's just like, you're going to be at one time, it's going to be in your life, you're going to appreciate all the hurt and pain they gave you. You know, you're really going to be able to do that. You may not see that right now, but you're going to be able to, you know, be able to do that. You know, it's like with my situation, I was very bitter, you know, very, very bitter, you know, and just wanted to put everything out on the street about what people did into detail. Now it's just like, I'll allow God to see fake, but whatever that is, and just allow myself to be unapologetic about what I went through without going into very serious detail, because it is what it is. You search for it, you find it, you know. But it was just my time where that had to not be my story on an everyday basis. Being able to say that's what started me on my path, and then be able to shift the perspective of why, be passionate from what a hurtful situation has brought me to. And being able to say not how I can be able to help myself, how can I help other people that may be going through that or never have a clue of what has gone through their life, to where that truth was very hidden from them, to make you feel like everything was your fault from what you have gone through. But nobody, and I feel like that, you know, there'll be certain things you have done to people, you know, and been out in the world that you really, you know, you really be knocking on the devil's door. But, you know, I feel like anybody who is innocent to the point where you have that heart of gold and you tear that person down to where it's no longer existing, which is very sad, you can be able to build yourself from that. But it just takes courage, dedication, strength that you never knew you had from the power of pain that was placed on you. You know, anything that you're going through this drastic and you're still able to breathe through it, trust me, it has a purpose behind that. Even if we feel like, you know, God is not there, why'd you allow these things to happen? And it was because it was supposed to lead you towards your purpose, to be able to come better, not just for yourself, but people you're going to come in contact with. And those are the main reasons why you had to go through it. But I hope you are able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. Thank you so much for the love and support y'all constantly giving me. Donations, you know, the subs, the likes, the energetic, you know, love that you send towards my way, as I definitely send back. Even my enemies, I appreciate you supporting me too. You know, allow me to know that I need to stay passionate about my stuff, because you don't want me to be able to do anything. And I say God bless you too. And, you know, but I would love to be able to give a post notification shout out to Byron Walker. Much love to you, fam. It's so good to hear from you. It's been a minute. Sam C, the same thing as you, sister love, and I hope all is well. And Matt Bingo, much love. Welcome to the fam. Even through social distancing, y'all make sure y'all give out love, light, positivity, words, vibes, frequencies. It can really help somebody, you know, go a long way. And just because you're doing it for a beautiful place in your heart, to be able to help people become better, you know, it's going to take you even further. Never give up on yourself. Stay consistent and persistent about the best things that you're truly passionate about. No matter what somebody trying to breathe into your life, that it can never come true. On the things that you're working hard to be able to make your dreams reality, you keep working towards that, no matter how things look. Do not give up on yourself. A lot of times, you know, greatness comes from preparation. You know, just from the different things you have gone through, it make you more determined about yourself. Use that anger of what everything is taking place and let that be your fuel to keep being consistent with yourself. Okay, so much love to you. I pray for all the accomplishments and things you're trying to head towards to surpass that, because you're going to surpass that. And I'm wishing that on you a million times fold, and send you the vibes to keep being consistent with yourself to be able to do that. So, you know, please be safe and responsible at everything you do. I hope you have a blessed, abundant, prosperous weekend, whatever, everything you're going through day by day, sending love and upliftment towards you. So much love. I say, blessed be. Namaste. God bless. Much love to you. Peace.